Now, taking that step to moving from controller to keyboard and mouse is very daunting and it's a scary process. But today I've narrowed down my top 3 tips in how you guys can actually make this change and do it in the best and smoothest way as possible. Yo guys, what is going on? Bobblez here. Now today, like I said, I'm going to be telling you guys my top 3 tips in how you guys can actually make the change from controller to keyboard and mouse. Now I recently, only about 2 weeks ago, made this change and it's a very hard process and it takes a lot of time in order to get used to this. So without you guys spending 10 minutes of this video waiting to find out what the top 3 tips are, I'm going to tell you right now, and they are indeed keybinds, getting comfortable, and practice. Now obviously that's not the video. I am going to actually talk into detail about what I actually mean about those 3 specific topics. So obviously that's why this video is most likely going to be about 10 minutes long. So you guys obviously get actual detailed explanations for why those are my 3 top tips and for actually how you guys can actually do them yourselves. Now before we get cracking straight into the video, I just want to say then if you do go on to enjoy this video, it's a bit different to my usual kind of news leaks and update videos, then obviously make sure you do smash that thumbs up button to show me that you did enjoy it. Obviously subscribe to me if you are new around here and you do go on to enjoy it and want to see all Fortnite related content, and that's exactly what I post here on this channel. And finally guys, make sure you do indeed use creator code Bobblez in the Fortnite item shop to help support your girl, and obviously the epic item shop as well. The absolute legend Calcium did indeed use my creator code when purchasing the actual new Star Wars game in the Epic store, and that does indeed support me as well using my creator code there. So honestly, thank you so much for doing that. It really does go a long way, and yeah, thank you to everyone else as well that has indeed been using my creator code. But moving on straight into the video guys, moving to tip number 1, keybinds. Now there's so many different tutorials on the internet about keybinds of everyone, literally everyone in these videos talk about their keybinds and why their keybinds are good. Don't listen to that. Honestly, I know that sounds a bit cliche, but don't listen to that. I'm not here to tell you guys what my keybinds are and they're the best keybinds ever. They're not, honestly. Can't say that. The keybinds that I use are special to me, and that's exactly what you guys have got to do. The first thing before you jump into a game on Fortnite is to sort out your keybinds. So download Fortnite, first things first, jump into a game of creative, and there you can sit and you can work out your keybinds. Now I don't mean jump in and start building, start going to different aim and editing courses. Don't do that. You got to find out your keybinds first. So the best way and the only way that I can think of you can find out your keybinds for yourself is sit your hand on obviously the AWSD. When you've got them, and obviously spacebar for your thumb, when you've got them, you can work out all of the different keys around your specific hand that feels most comfortable for you to press those keys. When you've worked out what keys are specific for your hand and your size hand, you can then write them down, jot them down, and then you can go to the actual settings page, and there you can actually start selecting those ones, and you'll actually realize yourself how, oh, hang on a minute, R is right there. I'm not going to use R for reload. I'm going to use that for maybe a wall, maybe a ramp, whatever feels comfortable for you. That's how I done it, and honestly, I couldn't recommend doing that more. That's how I got comfortable with my keybinds. And even if your mates tell you that your keybinds are trash and you're not going to be able to do 90s with them, don't listen to them. Get good, practice with those keybinds, because honestly, that is literally what's the most important factor of getting used to keyboard and mouse. Now moving on to tip number 2, goes very swiftly, all of them go very swiftly with number 1, and that is indeed get comfortable with these keybinds. Now obviously you can jump into solos, duos, squads, all of that stuff and get comfortable, but I don't recommend doing that. Yet again, how I done it, and this is a big tip, is I still played on controller. I still played on my PS4 day in, day out, so you've still got that kind of brain knowledge of how to play well on Fortnite, obviously. But every single night for quite a few nights, maybe about 3 nights, I jumped onto my PC after I finished playing, jumped into creative and just practiced my builds. Practiced until day by day my 90s got faster and I learned to start waterfalling and that kind of thing. So honestly, getting comfortable is a really key factor, and I don't really recommend you get comfortable in actual games because I just feel like that step is just too much. And as well as that, obviously your PC account is connected to your PlayStation 1 or your Xbox or whatever. So if you are indeed a, pretty average player, then when you jump onto your account on your PC, you're not going to be facing bots like you're a new player. Even though technically you are a new player to Keyboard and Mouse, you're not a new player to Epic. So they're going to give you all of the skill-based matchmaking like what are on your PlayStation account, etc. So getting comfortable, definitely highly recommend doing it in creative and doing these sort of aim maps and edit maps and all of that stuff, because you practice your edits, you practice your builds, and it gets you kind of used to the aim and the settings and the keybinds you've set. Obviously I could create a whole nother tip, number 4, purely just for settings, but honestly I don't think they're really needed. Settings are one of those things where they're pretty average, and there's, like I said, a million different tutorials out there for your settings. You can go look those up if you want to, but honestly all you've got to do on your first page is turn everything basically to low and then set your settings how, again, you feel comfortable with. Very similar to the keybinds. There's no point in copying someone else's sensitivity if it don't feel right for you. So make sure, key part to this video, do everything that's comfortable for you, not for Tfue, not for Ninja, not for all these players that are really good and they've, oh yeah, look at my keybinds. No, you don't need to listen to them. Do it for you, and make sure you get comfortable with the keybinds that you have set. Now my third tip, and probably the most important one here, is indeed practice. Now it doesn't come overnight, the hard thing, and you got to stick with it basically. Practice and sticking with it. Now the amount of times I would jump on my PC and go to play and I would die and I would die and I would die, and about 5 games in of jumping Pleasant Park and dying without even getting a single kill, I did feel like giving up and jumping straight back onto my PlayStation to play on controller again. Don't do that though. The more you practice, you do actually, surprisingly, get used to it. And now I'm starting to realise the things that I can actually do on keyboard and mouse that I in no way could have ever have done on a controller. A controller is unfortunately very limited, and don't get me wrong, there are some incredible people out there that are amazing on a controller. A lot of you guys are amazing on controller. Me personally though, I just felt so restricted, I wanted to move to keyboard and mouse, and getting that practice in every single night and just trying, just playing a few games a night on my PC really went a long way. And then doing streams, I found out I could actually stream very perfectly fine on my PC, which is kind of a big thing why I never switched to keyboard and mouse in the past. But now I've done it and I'm streaming and playing squads with you guys, which is really fun by the way, and I'm getting quite a lot of wins surprisingly. Fair enough, you guys do carry me most of the time, but I'm actually getting kills, and it goes to show the more practice you put in, the more you're going to get from it. Don't give up. Don't switch back to controller. Obviously, you're more than welcome to if you want to. But if you really are dedicated into making the switch to keyboard and mouse, 100% go with it. And just practice and try, and it does get easier. Now by all means, I haven't exactly got it perfect at right now, and obviously there are certain things that I might slightly tweak, like my keybinds the other day. I for some reason had one of the actual side buttons on my mouse disabled. Don't know why. I went into Razer Synapse, undisabled it, and now I actually use the 2 buttons on the side for building, for floors and pyramids. So that's the one tip I do want to give to you guys. If you do have side buttons on your mouse, not telling you what to do with them, don't select them for the floors and the pyramids just because I've said so, but I personally find that a very effective thing to do. If you want to change it so one of them is your edit button, or maybe you want it as reload, something like that, definitely optimize your mouse. It's a big part, and if it's got side buttons, use it. And yeah, that's honestly about it for today's video. That is the best tips I can give you guys for how you can actually get better yourself on making that switch from controller to keyboard and mouse. It's basically how I done it. Take your time, do it over time, and practice, and you will get it as long as you've set the right keybinds for your hands. I've got small hands. I can't be pressing F2, 3 and 4 when I've got tiny hands and my hands don't reach. It doesn't work effectively, but if it works for you, it works for you, so that's pretty cool. But guys, like I said earlier, if you haven't enjoyed this video, very different one indeed, then obviously smash that thumbs up button, subscribe to me for more Fortnite content. Obviously I do always normally post on this channel news, leaks and updates, But if you did enjoy this video and you want to see more videos like this one, make sure to leave a comment down below of what kind of video you do want to see, and I can actually make those videos for you guys, because I want to make what you guys want to see. And even if it's a challenge video, like a Fortnite challenge video, I'm down to do some more challenge videos on this channel. That was a lot of videos. But guys, nevertheless, I hope you enjoyed this video, and until next time guys, creator code Bobblez in the Fortnite and Epic item shop. Thanks for watching. See ya.